Hey y'all, Jamie here. Proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, I had been jacked up by my throat against a wall, yeah, by J.A. Gambino. And if you know the last name Gambino, yeah, it's a rather famous last name, I know. And, yeah, for a reason. So, J.A. had me up against the wall by my throat because someone had called them and told them that I was on my way to the bar to shoot the place up with a gun. Okay, so J.A. thinks I have a gun, right? And the truth was, it was my little sister Deanne, who was 14 years old, who had the gun, but she wasn't even there. She had pistol whipped and held up my boyfriend at the bar at the roundup in order to get my rent money back that he had stolen from me. Okay, we're all caught back up. Okay, so yeah. He has me by the throat and he's like, Jamie, give me the fucking gun. I'm not going to ask you again. Give me the fucking gun, right? And I was like, J.A., I don't have a fucking gun. What are you talking about? He didn't believe me. Of course, it was a gun. It was a big deal. And so he frisked me, right? And he frisked me to make sure that I didn't have a gun. And it all got situated. It all got settled eventually, but it was quite the dramatic scene. And he was choking me, y'all. Like, I mean, it was serious when he would, yeah, it was very serious. So I ended up going to work for Henry Wan. Henry Wan owned Fun Limited. He was also partners with J.A. and the My Oh My, sort of a silent partner. Listen, he wasn't actually supposed to own anything because he had done prison time, and Henry Wan was kind of involved with the whole bent nose thing too. So, if you know what that means, if you know, you know. So, anyway, I went to work for Henry at Fun Limited. Henry said he needed me, and he not only needed me, but he wanted me to manage the bar at night and be the bartender. And that was a chance for me to break away from, dancing and I wouldn't have to escort quite as much. So anyway, I agreed and I went there to bartend for him and I was managing the place. And my friend Bianca from Houston, that I mentioned a long time ago, she started working there. She came over from the French casino. And Puerto Rican Tracy, any of y'all that have been around for a while, my Puerto Rican Tracy, she was working there too. And this other girl, Lisa Bowman, we were all working there. Anyway, so around that time, right, Terry, one of my best friends, Terry, I've talked about her a whole bunch. She was working at Papa Joe's, right? And she was dating this little hustler boy, Sean, little blonde headed little sawed off peckerwood named Sean, right? And I knew the little son of a bitch from Houston. He had been through our circle already, okay? He dated Angel first, Angel that named me, okay? Angel first. Then he dated Puerto Rican Tracy. I think he screwed one of the other ones in Houston, either Stacy or Kitty in Houston. And then he was like, he dated Tracy, and now he was moved on to Terry, right? So they're dating, and I'm working at Fun Limited, and I am super busy, and I'm really proud of myself because I got an apartment. My sister Deanne decided to move in with me, and it was on Esplanade Avenue, and I know it's supposed to be Esplanade, but in New Orleans it's Esplanade, okay? So we were living on Esplanade Avenue, right? I think the 1100 block, I want to say. And I had a really cute, big, roomy apartment there. And I was very proud of myself. For 19 years old, I was managing a bar, a strip club, and I had my own apartment and shit. Like, I thought I was doing really good, right? And so I see Terry one day. We go out for lunch, okay? And Terry tells me that she had a big fight with Sean. Now, Terry was living above Big Daddy's on Bourbon Street, which is a big strip club on Bourbon Street. I'm not even sure if it's still there, but it had the legs going in and out through the windows above the door or right next to the door. And that was famous for that. And it had this big old, like, cut out, not cut out, but a big life-size poster of a 1960s burlesque star, Sandra Sexton, in the doorway. Okay. So Terry was living above Big Daddy's. There's apartments up there above it, and they're kind of creepy, and they have very steep old wooden staircases, like, old French Quarter buildings, which they're hundreds of years old. Yeah, it's old as hell. So anyway, she tells me that they got into a fight. And Terry tells me that Sean, she confronted him because she found out he was screwing Lisa Jackson. And if any of you have been around, you know that me and Lisa Jackson were bitter enemies because we were both in love with Bob Jackson, who I had been in jail with and who held me when they shaved my head and the whole 9 yards, right? So me and Lisa were bitter, bitter enemies. And so, yeah, Sean screwed her on the side, and Terry found out. And when she confronted Sean about it, Sean pushed her, and he pushed her down a flight of stairs above the bar. And she fell. She hit her head. You know, she tumbled down the stairs. She hit her head, and she felt like she had broken her toe. It was real swollen and black and blue. Like, I mean, she really thought she broke her toe, right? And so she was telling me this, and she said, "Girl, I have this headache, and I don't know. I don't feel good. I think maybe I caught the flu after they had that fight." So she goes on, and like the next thing I know, I'm so busy with work and everything that like a week went by. Okay, like a week, and I don't know why I hadn't seen her yet, but anyway, when I went to see her, Sean was out in the bars gallivanting around, and she was in her bed so sick that she couldn't even get up. She couldn't walk, couldn't get out of the bed. And if you want to know what happened next, be here tomorrow, and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching, and I love you for the comments. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.